said, okay, Costa Rica, here we come. I didn't have a job, nothing. I had my friend. And Costa Rica was about the best place to go to because all I needed was a 90-day visa. That's all I needed.
Okay, so when you went to, you said your husband, obviously your husband's job or company that he worked for organized all of the stuff for Chile.
Yes.
Now Costa Rica, you on your own, you haven't got a job, you've got a 90-day visa. Did you work through a lawyer to go there?
No.
Wow.
Let me tell you how I did it.
Also brave.
Jeannie, I have done this all on my own. Okay. So I'm telling everybody out there, if I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Yes, you've got to have connections. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park.
Yes.
No. You need to have connections and you need to know people there and you need to, people who kind of know the system. Okay. I sold up everything to the last teaspoon. I sold up everything.
Yeah.
I took my 52 little things, my suitcase and my 2 trunks, and I went off to Costa Rica. I arrived and I stayed with my friend. Then we started, let's say, the citizen process. That is when we got a friend lawyer in. That is the friend lawyer that we got.
Okay, so is that a residency, permanent residency?
Yes, that's residency.
Okay,
yes.
Okay,
that is residency. However, in Costa Rica, I could work because I worked for the company that I had worked for in Chile, which is Berlitz. I was in Costa Rica for 1 week and I got a job.
Fantastic.
Because of my English teaching, and I had previous teaching experience. So I have been going around the world with my English teaching. And I got this job a week later. And as I said, the rest is history. I started working. Then we started the residency process, which was an absolute nightmare.
Okay.
I then, after that, realized that I could leave Costa Rica, go to Nicaragua, or go to Panama, and go there for a weekend and come back into Costa Rica, and I got 90 days again. I didn't know this.
Okay, yeah. Almost similar to Singapore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So
obviously there is a bit of a danger that you go out and for some or other reason they look at your passport and say, we see what you're doing. No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. I have friends who live or have been living in Costa Rica for 2 years and have done the same thing. Okay. They leave and they come back. They leave and they come back. Okay. Yes, eventually you're going to have to do that residency thing, okay?
Yeah.
But initially, while you're still testing the waters, it's not necessary. It is just a case of if you can try and get a job at an international company, you're okay because then they would pay. But in Costa Rica, it was so easy. You could open up a peso account and you could open up a dollar account.
Okay,
so it was.
That is something that I saw in Panama, is that they have, they have their own currency, but the majority of the people are running on a US dollar currency.
Yes.
Because the currency is the same. Was the currency the same as the US dollar in Costa Rica?
It was close. It was very close. Yes, okay. It was very close. So with the result is I got paid in dollars and in the Costa Rican peso. Yeah, I got paid in both. Okay. And I had 2 accounts. So and it was okay to do that. There was no investigation. Yes, you have to register with the tax people, but if you work with a company who does that, they do it for you. So they pay your taxes for you.
Yeah.
And the most beautiful thing is that your medical, your medical insurance is free. It's not free in that way that, okay, it's the state medical is so good. It is absolutely wonderful. So you pay a small amount a month and you have free medical care. I was in a situation where I drastically needed to have something done to me.
Yeah.
And was like that. No problem, no questions asked, nothing.
You know,
and it was brilliant.
Isn't Costa Rica actually a third world country?
Yes, it is.
And
yes, it is.
Sitting with South Africa, that's a third world country, and you're looking at a place like Costa Rica. Yet, yeah, you can't go to a hospital in South Africa for free.
No, you can't.
Well, you can.
If you don't have a very good, yes, you can, but if you need to have a very good medical aid.
You have to have
in South Africa.
Aid.
Whereas in Costa Rica, it is state medical, and you go to the state hospitals, the general hospitals. It is the best. It is clean. It is one of the best medical cares in Central America. And people, they flock to Costa Rica to have dental. The Americans used to come to Costa Rica to have dental care done. Mm. They used to come for major operations because the medical system still is very good.
All right. Leanne, tell me about safety. We don't need to talk about South Africa because we don't need
Darling,
to talk about South Africa.
Do you know what it's
like? Aspects in Costa Rica.
Do you know what it's like to walk around at 1 o'clock in the morning in the park?
No, I wouldn't do it.
Exactly.
No.
The safety, don't get me wrong. Wherever you go, there is a certain amount of, you got to be careful. Yeah. Okay. In general, it was so amazing going out for dinner, coming home at 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and being able to walk home. That sense of freedom, that sense of, I was looking around me like, because I just arrived, I didn't know what this country was like. I was kind of looking over my shoulder all the time. And my friend said to me, relax. I'm like, okay, well, I'll try. Then I started venturing out on my own and I realized, oh my gosh, my life is so important. And there is no price that can pay for freedom like this. And it really is. Look, like I said, all bad things happen everywhere. You just got to be careful. You got to be streetwise, and South Africans are very streetwise. So you just got to,
it's not even a question of going into the wrong suburb. You can be in a very good suburb and just go to the mall, and you're going to get mugged or you're going to get hijacked in your driveway. It's really, really sad, and I don't think the world really understands that we are sitting with a malignant problem here. It is
absolutely.
It's not just crime. It's not just my bike or my chair got snatched off my patio or something like that.
Absolutely.
This is serious crimes.
It's violent crime.
It's violent. Bad. It really is bad.
It is. And that is one of the reasons why I decided also to leave South Africa. Mm-hmm. Not only the fact that my daughter had left, but the fact that I can actually walk around at 12 o'clock at night. That is priceless. That to me, no money can buy that. It is totally priceless. Your safety.
No, absolutely. And we live in Hermanus, which is so beautiful.
Yes.
It really is. It's so stunning. And my daughter, my little girl, she's 13. She's not so little. She won't like me saying she's little, but she is my little girl.
They'll always be your babies.
She's such a nature person. And I have never been able to say to her, let's quickly go down to the beach 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night to go and have a look at the moon rising over the ocean. You can't do it.
No.
Because you are going to pick up problems if you do.
Yes, exactly. Jeannie, let me just tell you of an experience I had in Costa Rica. I decided, well, I saw a lot of nature. I walked a lot. I went, I was in the rainforest. I was at the beaches. I mean, it's just a very beautiful country for retirement. Okay. It's kind of, the country is, it's kind of very quiet. And if you're a young person, you're not really going to enjoy it because it's not as vibey as you would imagine it to be.
Yeah.
It's more for the older crowd who want to go and relax and retire. Okay.
Yeah.
I organized, I don't know if you know about the bioluminescent experience, the little planktons in the ocean that shine up. Yes,
I do.
Anyway, I organized a trip, and I just found it on the internet. I didn't know about this. I said, okay, let me go. I had an island to myself. I was on my own. This guy came and fetched me from the dock. He took me in his little boat to this island. A little island all by myself. Yes, the family were there. They would take care of you. I had a tent. I had all the things. I had the most beautiful experience on my own. And the one night he said to me, okay, it's ready. Let's go. You got to go when it's not full moon. Okay, so there's no moon. He says, right, we're going now. This is at 11 o'clock at night. Now, I'm with a stranger, right? So anything can happen, yes?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Okay, something you can't do in South Africa.
You wouldn't find me pitching a tent anyway.
I was on the beach. I opened up my tent and I saw the ocean. I was so close to the ocean.
Mm.
He takes me out and I'm like, okay, it's pitch dark. We got no lights. I'm with a stranger. No, and you kind of get scared.
Mm.
He takes me down the beach and I'm like, oh gosh, I can't see anything. I'm like, what's going to happen to me? Someone's going to find me. The dog's going to eat me or something like that. And we walked down the beach for quite a while. And he said to me, this is the spot. I said, okay, what spot? He says, go into the ocean. I'm like, go into the ocean. And I did. And as I went into the ocean, these planktons started coming on me. And he shook he was shaking, like splashing around. And these little things came and sat on me. And I got out of the water. And it was like I had a Cinderella dress on me. It was the most beautiful. And that is priceless. That you can go to an island on your own and not have the fear of someone's going to do something to you.
Yeah.
And you can experience those things. I mean, that is bucket list, tick, done.
Oh, absolutely. Where in your life? That is fantastic.
Yeah.
You see that now, this is the type of experiences that a person want to tell the world about. You want to share it. You want to say to them,
absolutely,
go try it out, go do it. I've read a few things about Costa Rica. Obviously, we're looking at everything at the moment. And, you get the very bad side of it, and then you get the good side. And that is why I said, let's do this. Talk to people that's actually lived it, that's been there, and find out what their experiences are.
Yeah.
Because everyone's experience is going to be different. Leanne, in terms of money, financially, fiscally, talk a bit about Costa Rica.
Okay. My advice to everybody is make sure that you have enough money to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeannie, I don't own anything. I don't possess anything. I sold everything.
Yeah.
Okay. The money that I took with me was sufficient, I must say, for 3 months only.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So be very careful. If you're going, make sure that perhaps you're going to a job, or if you are able to sustain yourself for about 6 months, that'll be good. Okay. Make sure you have a good nest egg. Okay. Yeah. Because it is tough. It is tough. But the other thing is, if you are prepared to live frugally, if you are okay with living in a cheaper accommodation, if you're okay with living in a fully furnished apartment, if you are prepared to downsize, or everything is possible, but you will not get the luxuries that the South Africans do. We must admit, South Africans are a little spoiled. They have They're little luxuries. And that is perhaps one of the reasons why people don't want to up and leave, because their little securities that they have are holding them back. My advice is just let go. You know, those things you cannot take with you when you die. Okay? Live a life with just the bare necessities, because if you have a roof over your head, food in your stomach, a reasonable income, why the heck not?
Yeah.
You know, what do you want a 2-story house for with all these luxuries? No, it's not necessary. And in Costa Rica, it's quite expensive, let me tell you. It's probably the most expensive country in Central America. Okay, the basic foods, it's expensive. The cheaper countries would be Nicaragua, Guatemala, Panama. Those are the cheaper countries, but Costa Rica, for what it is kind of expensive. So be prepared for that.
Is it because they're importing a lot of the stuff from the US?
Well, so are Panama, and so are Nicaragua, and so are Guatemala. I mean, so what it is, it's the import duties that are quite high. Okay, so they have a very high tax rate. They have a very high import rate. So I think that is the reason.
Okay.
I would suggest, look, it's a beautiful country, but be prepared that it is expensive.
Yeah. Well, look,
compared to what's around it.
Yeah. And did you do a lot of traveling when you were there outside of Costa Rica?
I managed to go to Nicaragua.
Okay.
I was planning on going to Panama, and then I decided, no, I'll go to Italy instead. In Costa Rica itself, yes, I managed to see most of the country, and it's very cheap because you get on a bus. The public transport there is phenomenal. It is absolutely wonderful. So you can go on a shoestring budget and stay in a B&B or in an Airbnb or in a hostel. I mean, I went to Manuel Antonio, which is one of the top, let's say, holiday destinations. And I found a hostel. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful and clean, and it was on the beachfront, and it was just absolutely amazing. So if you're prepared to be a little bit of a traveler and not want all those luxuries, it's totally possible. Absolutely doable. Yes.
I saw that it's quite a hub for the Americans. They all there like in droves.
Yeah,
going there like it's going out of fashion because of the beaches, of course.
It's a beautiful country. It really is very pretty. The beaches are beautiful. The people are friendly. Look, they are very cliquey. So you got to kind of break through that clique. But once you do, it's really a lovely country for retirement. I'm saying younger people will find it a bit boring.
Was there South Africans that you managed to connect with, or not really?
Yes, strange enough, and we still remain friends. I met a group of South Africans. Actually, one still lives there. There is quite I wouldn't say a huge group of South Africans living there, but yes, I met up with the South African group, and everybody, when we sat around a braai or we had a discussion, everybody was like, safety, peace of mind. You know, that was all that we spoke about.
No, it is so interesting. Our government is now about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I believe that they are doing sorry, I just want to see what's popping up here.
It was me. I think.
They are looking at the brain drain again. Actually, they've now have a whole commission of people that's going to go out and go and see why is there a brain drain. I mean, this has been going on for years now. And I thought to myself, you know, you're going to pay people to go and find out why there's a brain drain. Just look at your security. Just look at the crime and look at the embezzlement of funds and resources. That's what it's about. So you don't have to go and spend money to find out. But I think from all the people that I'm talking to, the main thing is opportunity. Opportunities they don't have in South Africa, and then secondly, the safety and security. You know, I mean, that's bottom line. End of story.
Look, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's wine and roses. I'm not saying chocolates and romance. No, you know, but if you're prepared, really prepared to just give up those little things that are holding you back, and just have in your mindset that I'm going to do this. You will do it. You know, it's not easy. I mean, everybody listen, it's not a walk in the park. Please understand. But the minute you make that switch in your brain and say, I'm going to do this, do it. Because you will South Africans are very resourceful. We are so tough. People prefer to, you know, companies prefer to hire South Africans than any other nation, because we have that endurance, we have that perseverance, and we can do it.
You know, we're resilient. We
are resilient. We're totally resilient, and we're hard workers.
And so we're a bit headstrong as well. You know, once we've made up our minds, we actually do what we say we're going to do. Leanne, just give me a last nugget for Costa Rica. What is your takeaway, absolute takeaway advice to people looking at it?
Right. I would suggest just be sure before you go, try and go to the country first. Okay. Go and have a look at it. See if that's the kind of lifestyle that you would like to live. Okay. Investigate it. And you know what? It is worth it. It really is. It is. But remember, it is an expensive country, so be prepared for that, okay? But I really feel that you should visit it first to see if you're going to be able to fit in. Another thing, learn the language before you go, okay? Have at least a little bit of conversation in Spanish, because you will get lost, okay?
I'm trying on Duolingo to learn Spanish, and all I know is mujer and es importante.
Well, Jeannie, whenever you want to, I'll be here to help you. So I can teach you Spanish. Look, when you go to a country, you must know something.
It's very challenging. It's a really challenging language. And we're looking at Panama and maybe Costa Rica, you know, that area, because of Matthew going to Grenada. Oh, but this language, I think that to me, because I got unstuck in Singapore with the Chinese there, I'm sort of, you know, do I really want to put myself through that again? But then a person's got to look at your why. Why do you want to go there? And why?
Absolutely. Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's fantastically, Anne. We're gonna